Scandrick is seen as grouchy, but I'll say this, he is very intelligent. He's a very good quote, and he's very honest.
Basically start right here in this locker room with some players to be able to.
Where else would it start? Outside with the fans? With the media?
Orlando has that confidence. He plays with that swagger that I can cover that guy. I want the toughest guy, and he wants those matchups, and he wants to be able to go in against the best and compete and show that he's up to the challenge.
He always gives it his all, and on the practice field, he's been involved in some injuries to some other receivers. And they've got upset with him. I know he injured Roy Williams during a practice one time because he played so hard and trying to prove himself.
One thing you know about Orlando, he has a huge chip on his shoulder. He's very prideful. That he works very hard at his craft, and he studies very hard. He picks things up quickly.
He plays with an attitude, a type of intensity that you need defensively. He's a guy who can make a ton of plays, who can play corner at a lot of different positions, but he's a guy we lean on because of the intensity he brings in.
It's always been said that it's great to be in the NFL, but it's always better to be a member of the Cowboys. That's why a lot of times the spotlight is so much bigger. You definitely get a lot more scrutiny.
Welcome back to Inside the Huddle. I'm your host, James Slater, joined up here on stage by Orlando Scandrick. We've got a special guest this week. We've got Drea Michelle from Basketball Wives. Of course, that's Orlando Scandrick's girlfriend.
How good can he become? I think that's the question we're waiting to see. Can he play at that all-pro level? He's really close now, and I think another year or two, I think he's going to be right there with the top one or two cornerbacks in this league.
Scandrick grew up in South Central Los Angeles to a single mother, pretty much his only child for much of his life. So his personality shows that.
I lived on 118th Street, and there was like a cross street, which was Orchard, and all of my cousins would come to my house on the weekend, and it'd be 5 or 6 of us over there, and we would basically have basketball games and football games against the block, but it would just be one house against the block, and they would put their teams together. And I wasn't always the best. The kids were like a lot bigger and a lot older, and I just remember sometimes losing, and I remember how it felt when I lost, and I never was a loser. I hate losing.
Growing up in South Central in a gang-infested environment, he clung to his mom, but he also, had to find his way outside on the playground, in the streets.
Man, it was tough. I was around it. I just never got fully caught up in it. But all the kids I played with, all the people I grew up with, friends, some family, it was one of those things where, they were good to me. It was like, you can play sports. You don't have to do this, go play sports and don't squander your opportunity.
He didn't get a scholarship to none of the Pac-10 schools. He went to Boise with something to prove, and he didn't stay a full 4 years. He left early. He believed in his abilities, and certainly someone told him he was good enough to go pro.
In my mind, I knew that, I had all the talent. I had all the tools. I had every tool. I knew I was fast. I knew I could change direction. I knew I could anticipate routes. I just had to continue to work.
Each year, this guy's just gotten better and better and better. You didn't see it really probably in 2008 when the Cowboys drafted him. And then 9 was a little bit better, and 10, and played more and more and more, and got the big contract, and has lived up to that contract too, by the way.
But when you do have success, it plays its way into your life on and off the field, because you get more attention, you get more opportunities for endorsements, you get to hang out with celebrity girlfriends. And we saw that with Tony Romo, and we're certainly seeing that with Orlando Scandrick.
He's played really well this year, and that's been big for us. He's been a very steady influence on the secondary. He's been a leader back there for the young guys, helping them develop.
I've grown to the point where I'm leading these guys in every single way. I'm helpful to them. I put my arm around them when I need to and just talk them through things. And when I feel like that I need to make it known and be vocal, I'm vocal. And what's most important, I go out there every day and I leave it all on the field. And I'm just competitive. Ever since I can remember myself playing a sport that kept score, I was competitive. And I got kind of this thing that I psych myself out, and I tell myself, it's me against the world. she loves football, but she doesn't love football. And she doesn't like to watch it after she sat at a game for 3.5 hours because she's like, well, why are you watching this? You just did this all day. And then she doesn't like to watch the highlights on SportsCenter.
No. You like to watch the highlights over and over as if they're going to be different the next time you see it. It's the same 10 things.
There are some women in the audience, I think, that can agree with your takeaway on that.